Hey guys, welcome to Podiatry Practice Mastery. Don here. I'm going to go over my February numbers. This is my scorecard for February 2022. Once again, everything's always lagging a month. So the total patients, this is just me. These aren't the other three doctors in the office. 289 patients. New patients were 54. The revenue was 58,000. So that kind of comes down to a per visit value of about 200. I didn't do that many EPAT. I'm not sure why, but there's only 8. I think sometimes when it's like top of mind or when I'm seeing a lot of new patients, I'm doing it more, and I didn't do as many orthotics. Once again, others in the practice did more than me. YouTube was 106 from YouTube videos, which isn't killing it. Amazon was even less. So once again, I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze. Podiatry Practice Mastery, I sold one course, which is 197. So you just kind of got to feel on it. For Podiatry Practice Mastery, YouTube listeners are to 47, whereas my podcast listeners are only to 25. So it almost makes you think of stopping the podcast. I'm still kind of debating. It doesn't really take much work to add the podcast to it, but I'm considering stopping that just because I'm not sure people have the time to listen to that, or the listeners aren't interested in podcasts maybe. Some of the marketing things over the last month that we did differently, we changed the ad for the office. So now we have a press secretary, basically someone taking care of, not really a marketing person, but someone doing the ads. And they're using Adobe, one of the Adobe products. And I'll show you an example of one of those ads. So it's getting a little bit better having someone else do it versus me trying to do it. They also are sending out our our monthly video newsletters. So we have I'll show you that one as well, and some of the things we're doing on our blog in a second. And then the marketing, I've also been doing a patient presentation. Basically, one of my presentations I'm doing each week, I'm perfecting the presentation within Google Slides, making it look better. And then I'm recording it and putting it out into YouTube. What I'm finding, if I schedule these out like every Monday, it's increasing the views. Then that's working, being kind of consistent. And that's what I've known. I did this course on it. And they say be consistent, and I'm trying to be more consistent. I've gotten really good at doing these online reviews. If you guys don't have a review page, I'll show you my page. You might want to consider that. Kind of what's worked, limiting time and putting boundaries. Specifically, I stopped doing these healthy living interviews because I didn't really enjoy them as much. And if I do them periodically, it's fine. But I took out that Calendly link for people to interview. I've been doing more business interviews. What didn't work? Once again, the podcast isn't doing as well. Orthotics, I'm not doing it. I'd like to do like 10 times more orthotics. I'd like to make a better orthotic slide or get a better orthotic story or a better orthotic conversation. I'm still in doubt a little bit I usually have people try over the counters first, and then like the whole explanation doesn't work great. If you guys have a great explanation for me that works really well and your patients pay cash for them, like all my patients do because they're not covered, let me know what works for you. Okay. This is an example of the ad that we did recently. Once again, this was done, I think, in Canva. It actually might have been done in Canva. So you can choose some images in Canva. And we talk about a pain thing, like pain from ankle pain. Do you have swelling and pain that's not getting better? And so this is hopefully going to drive some more patients to our office. A couple of other things that I talked to you guys about is our blog. So within Central Mass Podiatry, we tried something a little bit different recently. When we sent out our email to patients for the newsletter, it linked back to the blog versus linking directly to my YouTube. We did that for two reasons. One, because if they're going to go back and want to look at this video, they could actually make an appointment right here. So it makes it easier to make an appointment. And the other reason is, my YouTube, once again, isn't producing a ton of revenue, or our office website is, so they can make an appointment. So it pushes back to this. And we also did the newsletter actually in a written version right here. So in our newsletter, we talked about same-day appointments. We talked about our newsletter. We gave a replay to the All About Foot and Ankle Pain Arthritis webinar. And then some things from one of the, Dr. Kellner had a new baby. And so we talked about that. Now this link goes to another blog, right? Where they can, once again, they can make an appointment, but they can also watch our last webinar, which is on foot and ankle arthritis. And then these can be referred to. We send these to our actual patients. So that's one thing that's been working. Another thing is on my Dr. Pelto page. Okay. there's a review page, and this is working really slick for me. So I want to share this with you guys. Basically, I'm going to keep telling you until you guys tell me to stop. But this is my review page. I made it. There's nothing else they can do here but put a review. I took everything else off the top. Thanks for being my patient. Today, many patients come in due to online reviews. The more I have, the more people like you I can help. Can I ask a favor? Click the links below and write your experience. And then I give them an example of what they can do. And I give them an example of what they can write. And each one of these goes to Google, WebMD, Healthgrades, Yelp, or recording a video. And then I included my reviews from my personal reviews. We have reviews here from mine, and we have reviews from our office as well. There's office reviews as well. I was going to show you one other thing. We're thinking about doing something for our yearly, like we're having a 1-year kind of anniversary in the clinic as well, which will be something kind of neat. So within that one year anniversary, we made a little ad. That's just an idea. This isn't going out here yet, but let me just show this to you. Where is it? It's called a double ad. So let me pull it up here for you guys. So this is an example of a double ad that we can have. Okay, so let me increase it a little bit. So 1 year in Westboro, providing 5-star foot and ankle care. And so we took a review from different patients and with the doctor's name. So all the doctors, Dr. Feldman, Dr. Pelto, Dr. Saviat, and Dr. Kellner. So we have all the 4 doctors taking one of their reviews and putting it on here. So this is what we're going to do for our 1-year anniversary, along with some other types of stuff for our office. The last thing, Podiatry Practice Mastery, 47 subscribers. If you subscribe, that's great. If you didn't, I would recommend you subscribe. Please let me know how we're doing. Within my personal YouTube page, I have 13,000 subscribers. I had 189 last week. And so what I found is that by putting things out there and kind of setting them up, it's working a little bit better. So let me show you in my content here. So I have premiered all of these other videos. So hammer toes, Seaver's disease, ankle brachial index. These are all going to be scheduling a week out. Every Monday it's going to publish. And this is the one on Charcot foot. This is our patient newsletter and warts. And so when I'm publishing them that way, it's getting a lot more views. And this is the arthritis webinar and things like that. And so it's producing a little bit in terms of revenue. As you saw there, it's producing about 125 per month. And it takes a lot of work. So guys, it's a lot easier to do other things than do that. Here is my podcast within Podiatry Practice Mastery. And so there are about 25 people consistently listening. There's not huge stats. Let me show you what it looks like kind of behind the scenes if you guys want to do your own podcast. I consider doing a podcast within podiatry. It was on, I don't know if I told you this before, about foot wounds. And then I realized people with foot wounds wouldn't listen to podcasts and you can't really show it and things like that. So it's kind of a pain. So I stopped it. So Podiatry Practice Mastery, this is what it looks like. There's been 12,000 views, 24 people is the estimated audience. Unique listeners, 67. So people listen to one or another, but they don't listen consistently. And so here are the views since I started it. And so there's certain days. And what I notice is at New Year's, that's when people listen to a lot of stuff because people have more time. But and there are some favorite episodes that people have. But that's about that. That's our newsletter. So that's it for this week. Once again, hope you guys found this beneficial. I am going to put a couple of other videos here to the side if you guys want to watch some other resources. I would recommend you do that 30-day practice blueprint. Everything that I talked about here, I go over in that blueprint. How to get Google reviews, how to do all this stuff, all the links, everything that you guys need, all for free. So that's what it's a love fest here, trying to help everyone else out. Okay. Thanks guys. Till next week.